My research is based on 3 previously published randomized controlled trials. And the aim of my research was to compare various treatment options for nasal polyps and to look what the effect is on inflammatory markers in the systemic circulation and also locally in the nose. So we compared the effect of mepolizumab, omalizumab, doxycycline and methylprednisolone. So we compared current and future treatment options for nasal polyps. Doxycycline and methylprednisolone have a proven effect on nasal polyp score and symptom scores. Although in the future, targeted treatments might become of importance for a selected population with nasal polyps, especially those with high IL-5, high IgE levels, or an IgE response to Staphylococcus aureus, who often have or need repeated surgeries. So in those patients, targeted treatments might become of importance in the future. Of course, it is important to know how these treatments work and what the effect is on inflammation. A novel biomarker, periostin. Periostin is a marker for eosinophilic inflammation and of course therefore is interesting in this population, and therefore we looked at the effect of the various treatment options on periostin and on other inflammatory markers.
My research focuses on the role of the nasal epithelial barrier function in patients with allergic rhinitis. We have found, for instance, that in patients with allergic rhinitis there is a defective epithelial barrier because of the decreased expression of tight junctions. Tight junctions are very important in creating a physical barrier so that allergens, viruses, bacteria cannot enter into the body. And now in these patients with allergic rhinitis, the formation of tight junctions is defective, meaning that the physical barrier is impaired and therefore allergens, viruses, bacteria can enter in the submucosal region with the induction of symptoms as a consequence. And that's actually the main research focus now. So we are trying to investigate which factors are causing a defective epithelial barrier. And we're also looking at factors that are capable of restoring an epithelial barrier function. In that way that we can limit the entrance of allergens or other particles into the submucosal regions with the induction of symptoms. The relevance, in my opinion, is if we look at the treatment options for allergic rhinitis patients. The classical treatment options are like the intranasal steroids, the antihistamines, the leukotriene receptor antagonists. And in most of the patients with these treatment options, the symptoms can be relieved. But we still see in 15 to 20% of patients with allergic rhinitis that these treatment options are not good enough. We still see that these patients have symptoms, they are uncontrolled. The exact reason why these patients are uncontrolled are not really known, but we believe that the defective epithelial barrier might play a role in this. So in that case, we found that in patients with allergic rhinitis, the degree of the defective barrier correlates with the symptoms. So the more symptoms the patient have, the leakier their epithelial barrier gets. Another major important thing here is that since we found that there is a defective epithelial barrier, we are now currently investigating if there are molecules that can restore a defective epithelial barrier. In that case, you can limit the entrance of allergens or other noxious stimuli, and in that way, symptoms will not be induced anymore. So that's the most important thing that I think that's coming out of our studies that we're performing now.